Hello and welcome boys and girls, it's time to sums up the World Cup results. So we have these amazing statistics about all civs was taken, banned or played in a Civ World Cup. In total there was 77 games according to this number. And what we have here, every single civ is ranked. The best, like Khmer, and the worst, Babylon, because probably it was never picked. Oh, actually, it was picked once. So what we have here, we have rank. What rank is? Rank is function of win rate, weighted presence, and number of games played. I don't know how it's weighted presence and number of games played is different thing, but well, okay. Weight Weight and presence. Weight and presence adds significance to first pick bans and reduce the impact of something else. I don't know. Can't read it. That's weird, but okay. Uh, but I, I think it's kind of slightly manipulated numbers like weight presence. What the hell is this? I'd like to orient more on this total presence. It's like your number of is this civ popular or not. Of course, we can check the win rate of the popular civs and win rate of unpopular civs. And of course, we can kind of use these two numbers. I don't really understand what this number is because there's no formula, but I'd like to use this column here. It's like a chart of the best civs, and the best civ, according to these stats, is Khmer. I think it's one of the best, if not the best, religious civ. I can't find any better civ than Khmer. Like, I personally, if I have to play religious civ, I would play Khmer. It's really awesome. I kind of disagree that it's the best civ, but according to this number, it is. We have to play by the rules that set in this table. So, total presence is 82. What does total presence means? It's a pick percentage and ban percentage. And if you're into the World Cup, you won't be surprised by this long list of different things, but I can explain it for Khmer, so we won't go back to it. So the first phase total. What the hell is first phase? So this time the World Cup had 3 ban phase, not 2 as usual. The first one is pre-game bans. So before you pick the map, you can ban few civ that you don't really want to see in the game. That was done even before the game, like a couple of minutes before the game or a day before the game. It depends on what team decide how they decide to do this. So those team banned 2 civs, so it's 4 in total. Civs are leaders, not civs, leaders, banned before the game. So you see, it's a pre-game ban. So no matter what map you play, Khmer is 23% banned. It doesn't really matter. So I can use calc maybe. 77 times 0.23 gives us, I guess it's 18. We have to round. I think it's round down or round up, I don't know. 18 games. In 18 games, Khmer was banned. Then we have ban peak phase 1 and ban peak phase 2. These guys, you can see it like first ban. First ban means both team bans 6 civs, 3 each. So Khmer was banned 40% of games in total, 40% out of 77. Then we have first pick, it's a 1 pick. Then second search for another team, for second team. And the fourth pick for the first team once again. Then we have second ban. It's also important to check this. I believe we can use only this number, but okay, I just want to explain how this works. So second ban phase, which of course all good civs banned and the pre-game bans and the first ban. So now it's better. It's more like a mind game to what you get in the second phase. So people are banning 4 civs in the second phase. And then we have the first peak. Oh, wait. Second one total. Yeah, second phase. So you have second phase ban. It's 4 bans over here. Then you go player 5 taking, player 6, 7 from the first team once again taking 2 in a row. Then last pick. I don't know why it's last pick but not eighth, but okay, last pick. And a total number of games played, like 14. What else do we have here? Under or overrated win rate percentage. I don't know how this works, but total games 14. Khmer has 64% win rate. And what this number do, I can understand. Win rate divided by presence. Oh, okay. So let me check. 64, or is it 0.64 divided by presence? Total presence, I believe it's 82.82. 78 or 4. White sentinel. Oh, he rounded up here. Oh, like in Civ, we're always rounding down, and he's not only rounding up, like by the rule. No, it's like, oh, you have extra point, something like 1 of the billion. Yeah, you still got 78% extra percent. So it's kind of, I don't like rounding up, to be honest. I don't like it's. Maybe I'm pessimist. Maybe I'm pessimistic. Okay. Anyway, so we figured out what the numbers are. So now we can talk about it. I will use mostly these column. I think this one is the most important columns, and of course, pre-ban is a very bright marker of are they still broken or not, because you don't even know map. You don't even know the map, and you want to ban some civs. And I want to show you something. How broken some civs are. Look at this Maori, 48% pre-ban. No one wants to play against Maori. No one wants to have this game will you have like super cool start where you don't even have to build any builders. It's super strong civ, and super unfair. Okay, another Shah, big one. Mali is a big one. Yeah, Mali is super cool. Spain 25%. Rome. No, it's in Gambande, sorry. 25%. Cyrus 30. Wow. 17 Victoria, Age of Steam. Colombia 16. Yeah, no one wants to deal with those Llanero, Archer push, and modern armor with the general. No, we don't want to do it. We don't want to have this in our games. Gorgo 12% only. It's quite strong, Civ. Chandragupta 32%. That's a lot. Cleopatra 34 and Khmer 23. By the way, we have these top 3 civs, and they were already nerfed. Immediately after tournament, Khmer lost some food, Cleopatra lost some food, and Chandra have lost its general points from holy sites. That was crazy. You build holy site, you get general points, you go monumentality, buy builders, shop units, wipe out, and time up. Yeah, that was crazy. Chandra, I guess now it's gone. Well, it's still kind of strong, but you have to build Red District now. So, let's start with Khmer. It's number 1. Well, I hate religious civs, but well, it's deserved. It's the best religious civ I know, as I was saying. So, 82 total presents. 82 total presents. I think this is the best column we have. But still, 82 total presents with a 64 win rate. So yeah, it's kind of okay. This one is kind of cool as well. We'll use it in the end of the video. 64, 82%. Wow, awesome. First pace total 81%. So it's either pre-ban or the first stage ban. It's 63 combined. Whew. He was picked sometimes. And he was banned in a single game, I guess, somewhere in here. And total game played 14. It's kinda good. It's kinda good result for Khmer. With the win rate 64, awesome. Cleopatra Ptolemaic 67 win rate. Now, once again, 83 band total presence, did a 64 bonds, and even more, 75. Amazing, 75 first phase ban in total with a 34 pre-ban, game pre-ban. So like, yeah, we don't want to have to deal with this shit. You know, the only civ who has more is Maori over here with 48. So Cleopatra is super strong. At the beginning of the tournament, we had a patch in the middle of the tournament before the playoffs, I guess. So in the it's not qualifiers, it's in the group stage. In the group stage, Cleopatra had extra culture, extra food, right after the turn, right from the turn 1, as I remember. Maybe it wasn't qualifiers, I don't know, but she was definitely nerfed during the tournament. So it was amazing. Like, you just settle your city on the rice or on the wheat and you have extra food, extra production turn 1. That's incredible. And all your cities did the same. You build a Taminanka, you have an amazing, crazy city. By the turn 25, you'll have city with a 32 production, so it's something crazy. That's an amazing Cleopatra. Yeah, and she was banned a lot. We haven't seen her, and when she played, she won. She carried the game. At least the stats told us that it's 67%. When she was nerfed slightly, they do the same they did with Rome. So now you don't get any bonuses before Code of Laws. So it's basically turn 8 on a normal speed, on a online speed. I guess it's turn 8 mostly. So maybe we'll see Cleopatra more, but I think it's still too much. I don't know, maybe they will change it a little bit more. Because she's too good. And the Flatlands biome gives you opportunity to build 2 cities with on the flatlands most times, maybe even more. So crazy tempo, a lot of bonds, 67 win rate, good save. Chandragupta, I'll already talk about it once again. 83 total presence, 83%, 84% total presence, even more than anyone else except Rome, I guess. And maybe Maori, right? Yeah. 84%, so only Rome has more. And why Chandra is having this number? Because he was banned in the first phase, 32 and 32. Like, first phase ban, so he's one of the first 10 bans among all the 63 civs. That's crazy how broken he is. And I believe when they took away his general points, free general points, I think it's not he's not that strong. We'll see. 4v4 tournament is coming, another season for a 4v4 CPL. So we'll check it. We'll check what happens with him. It's crazy, 32 here and 32 here. So you're banning in a 71% and 75 in total. Wow. He was seen in 7 games, and I believe he won 4 out of 3. Maybe 5? Oh, 5 out of 7? I guess it's 5 out of 7, something like that. Yeah, he was carrying the game because he was broken. So this is broken, now it's maybe not. We'll see. I can't tell anything about that. I don't really like broken civs. I really like Cleopatra, but you definitely some sort of broken. And this guy is absolutely broken. So Gorgo, now it's a good quality civ. I think it's the third civ, and it's awesome. So what we have here, ban presence 48%. So she actually played. First phase, it's a 12% per ban and a 29% first phase ban. Okay, sometimes you take Gorgo in a second phase ban. You see it's 80%, 18% here. So she's kind of cool. Gorgo is kind of cool. So she actually played in a 27 games. That's a lot. Like 7, it's like meh. For a broken civ who took part in 7 games, and a 27, that's awesome. It's a good number, and it's not just regular games. It's a high quality games with a good players. When the good players fighting against good players in a 4v4 game. So 27% here, and it's a 63% win rate. Well, when you have more games, you have a bit less win rate. It's quite okay. So if you have 63% in the 27 games, that's amazing result. You have 71 in only 7 games. Kinda yikes. It's too few games to say clearly. Yeah, maybe because I'd like to see Rome, my favorite civ here, with only 41%. Ooh, wow. So anyway, Gorgo is super strong. It's awesome. It has solid military bonus. It has nice culture. She can help you with a cultural tree, or she can attack someone with that extra military bonus. Super cool late game push. So Gorgo, awesome. No question here. I'd say she should be somewhere higher, like right here, the second place, because I don't know, I don't like her. Maybe even the first place. Gorgo is super cool. Really solid civ, and it's almost the same as a vanilla one. It's slightly nerfed, but it's still like +4, +5 combat strength in the late game, so she's kind of strong. And Gorgo is here because Zulu was nerfed hard. She was nerfed. Zulu's so nerfed. We'll see that he's kind of cool. He's still okay, but he's unpopular right now. He used to be way better, like the previous patch when he had +3 in the how it's called. Oh, I can't remember the tech name. Nationalism. Yeah, he had +3 in the nationalism, and now he has only +2 damage with an armies. Can't remember the tech name. So it's kind of, yeah, it's not that good, and it's really hard to reach armies with Duel because you don't have enough culture. And with Gorgu, you have that culture. You can reach fascism to 86 or something with it's a fascism timing with a Gorgo with the tanks. That is Gorgo. That's why Gorgo is strong. And there's a lot of other things that Gorgo can do. Colombia. Well, that's a big surprise. People like this. I don't really like it. Too few simming bonuses, unlike Gorgo, and too much. I don't want to say too much military bonuses. They're kinda okay. But the best game I've seen of Colombia this tournament is Modern Armor with the General. Now that's the cool thing. The rest, like early game Archer Rush, it's kinda meh. Yeah, of course you can go Horseman, like Archer Rush, Horseman Rush, then like Corsair Raid, Llanero Push, and then you slowly move to a Modern Armor aggressive offensive, right, with a general. Why it's so cool? Because no one can have Modern Armor General. It's too far away in attacks, and you will never have General, and that is why Colombia is kind of strong with that. I've never thought about this before. I've never think about this before I seen it, and it was amazing. So we have ban presence is 53%. 51% in the first phase, so pre-game bans 16. Well, it's kind of good number. Like Gorga has 12, this guy has 16, and 21% in the first phase. Yeah, that's good. So in total it's 53 and 37. Oh, he used to be banned in a second phase a lot as well. 17% here, even more than pre-game ban. Okay. Okay. So in total, he has 77% total presence with 18 games, so still less than Gorgo. 18 games and a 67% win rate. So kind of strong Civ for a multiplayer. I don't like it in FFA. Maybe for more aggressive players, it's better to play this guy. But I believe he still has some problems with haciendas. They kind of trashy. Maybe they upgraded it somehow, but I haven't seen a good sim in Colombia. Just all aggression. Well, there was a few at that specific game with a modern armor push, and it was amazing. But that's basically it. Don't like it. Maybe you like it more than I do. So Victoria Steam, that is my girl. That is the best girl. The best girl in the entire game. I don't know why it has win rate of 52. Why does it have win rate of 52%? It's a too low. Okay, bond presence 48%. First phase 68% presence. So it's a pre-game band 17 and 26 the first, which in total is 43%. Okay, not a lot of bounce, 43% bound presence. Oof. And 30% peak presence. She took part in 23 games, which is a lot. Well, it's not 7 at least. 23 games and 78 total percentage presence. That's good. That's good. And a 52 win rate. Well, I really like Victoria Age of Steam. She was nerfed right before the tournament, so they took away extra 10% production with factories. It's still okay. Then you get extra production only from improved resources. That's kind of sad. I'm not sure. Do you have extra production if you are settled on the horse or on an iron? Hard to say, but it's still okay. The bonuses are still okay. Age of Steam was super strong. It's slightly nerfed. Well, maybe the result of that nerf is 52% win rate only. But it's all naval civs. Age of Steam and Age of Empire and Dido have the same problem. They're too vulnerable when you have to defend against land. Against land. You have to slightly switch your tax order and defend yourself against horsemen and other stuff, against city states sometimes, when people are leaving city states now to push you. Yeah, that's very annoying. And you have to be a very skillful player. So if you're not that awesome as you think, probably Age of Steam, even Age of Steam might be a trap for you. Yeah. And to be honest, not to be honest, to my surprise, uh, a lot of players don't really like to play naval. Naval is super easy to play. Maybe they find it boring. I found it amazing because you have a straight plan, go harbors, do money, be big, easy. People don't like it. Sometimes people like to use not the straight way to victory. Don't know. For me, Age of Steam and Age of Empire, two best girls. Victoria is the best girl. Doesn't matter what dress she wears. So anyway, 78% total presence. That's quite good. That's 78%, guys. I think every Civ with more than 70% is awesome. Maybe even more than with 75 is awesome, and you must take it. Anyway, even though it has a 52% win rate, that's still a good Civ because we don't know what location all these 23 games she was spawned. You might be spawned next to some aggressive Civ like Chandragupta or Columbia, and you're gonna have a bad time definitely because it's really hard to get general. You have to place your third city inland, so you won't have a discount because you have only two harbors and your first city is delayed. Blah blah blah. A lot of problems. It's still playable in those situations. You might even carry the game, or at least you might defend yourself, and later you will wipe Chandra or Columbia. But still, it's a lot of problems when you have to defend against naval and against land civs. And on top of that, you might, because it's Victoria, you probably will take it on the 40 naval maps or semi-naval maps like Seven Seas, Continents and Islands, and Victoria have to fight on the two fronts. That's the reason why it's only 52% win rate. You are dependent on your teammates, and your teammates you're dependent on your teammates, and your teammates dependent on you, because you're a money maker here. And in the end of the day, Victoria can carry the game. And one of the final games, or it was a lower bracket final game, where Victoria carried its team with a scientific victory, as I remember. So it's really strong Civ, one of my favorite, the best girl in the game. You should definitely try it. It's really cool. So now talking about Cyrus, 50% win rate, kind of not that big win rate, but to be honest, I think Cyrus is not a very strong late game Civ. It's have good early, strong mid game, and a kind of weak late game, because if you have some troubles early game, you have only early game and you couldn't snowball, probably in the end of the game you won't be, in the end game you won't be that useful. Anyway, 74% presence, that's kind of amazing. 60% total, 56% ban, and the first phase total 60%. So you either ban it before the game 30%, that's amazing, that's a lot. It's like Chandragupta and Ptolemy Cleopatra. So Cyrus kind of broken because of Immortals buff. I believe they nerfed Immortals in the mid tournament. Maybe I'm wrong. And a 70% first phase ban, so it's 47 in total. Wow, that's a lot. And a 57 ban presence. Yeah, that's great. So he took part in 14 games. It's actually a lot. That's a good number for the Civ that was pre-banned in the 30% of games. I think he took part in 3 times 7, 21. So it's about 22, 23 games, but he was pre-game banned pre-game before the game even started. And the 14 games he was in, and it's a 50% win rate. So even though it's a broken Civ, you can find the key to victory. Of course, we don't know it, but maybe Cyrus won its fight, or he crippled his opponents, maybe a few of them. But when you're fighting early game, and Cyrus is the Civ who's fighting early game, you probably can't scale as good as those guys who simmed, right? So the end game is not depending on you, and maybe some things happened during that 14 games where Cyrus was so good early game and his teammates couldn't carry. The opponent's team had better carry. Probably that's the reason why he has only 50%, but it's really strong. It's really easy to play. Magnus internals for entire game, a few externals maybe with your alliance to boost your alliance level, and that's it. Cyrus, amazing, easy to play. Recommend you. And by the way, they buffed Paridaisa, so it's even better right now. Scotland, I don't like Scotland. But it's a crazy seeming Civ, and maybe that's the problem. Maybe that is why Scotland has only 44% win rate. Why? Well, I don't know. Probably someone just wiped out Scotland. So when you're simming Civ, you want to sim, and when something go wrong and you're not ready for that, it depends maybe on the player, and if you're not ready for the invasion, probably you will die. So, yes, 56 ban presence. Robert has 56% ban presence, with 64 presence in the first phase, 40% pre-game bans, and a 35% ban in the first phase. So in total, it's 49%. That's a lot. That's a lot. Took part in the 16 games, same as Cyrus. But I believe Cyrus just killed him a couple of times. That is why he has only 44% win rate. Well, if you're not a super good player, probably you can sim if you're on a free sim, but I believe that what happens, someone raided Scotland or did an extra damage to a Robert during the game, so he couldn't carry the game. If you're on a free sim or playing against AIs, I don't know if someone plays against AI interested in this kind of topics, you probably can't do can have a nice game if you're on a complete free sim. But for most players, even a slight breeze in their build order might crush their games. Like, oh no, I was so harassed by early game scouts. I had to go archery to push them away, and from that moment, my entire build order ruined it. Well, come on, guys, it's a scouts. Of course, sometimes they can be super annoying, and you even sometimes you might lose a city to a warriors and scouts, but it's exceptions. In most games, you can easily defend against scout. So for some players, tiny breeze can ruin their games, and I believe Scotland is for very greedy players. Yeah, you really want to have Coliseum, you will really want to have Artemis and extra amenities for that civ. So maybe that's the reason. Oh, and of course it depended on the entire uh, positioning of your team. You must have a lot of luxuries, so you, your teammates will donate some luxuries to you, and you can have those juicy extra what 10% bonus. Anyways, extra 30% bonus in total for Scotland from amenities. Oh, and yeah, people were trying to play Langbird Order. Yeah, that's another. I don't know. I don't like Langbird build order. If you're not familiar, it's where you spend your first 4 or 3 or 4, can't remember, titles. I think it's 3 titles for parks, and you move your lang across your empire, building parks because you can have only one park per city. It gives you extra amenities, some science and culture, and parks were nerfed, so you won't get any gold from that. Maybe that's the reason because land was nerfed. Who knows? It's 44. It used to be way better. I remember Scotland as Super Giga chat simming Civ, but somehow it's only 44% win rate. Don't know what happened. Zingambande, 57% win rate. Well, she's strong, and I believe she was nerfed during the tournament. What we have here, it's 49% ban presence with a 55% first phase bans with a 25% pre-game ban and a 25% first phase ban. So you either pick it in the first as a first pick. I see it's a first pick, or I pick it a first pick here. Hmm. So she took part in 7 games, only same as Chandragupta. I think it's a bit too few games to judge her, but it's 57 win rate still, which is what, 4 win 3 loses, I guess. 4 win 3 losts. I don't know how to say it. Whatever. I can't tell much about it because people are so afraid of her, so they rather ban it than to give it a chance. And of course, plus 10% from for every city is a lot. Every 10% save, like Zingambande, Scotland, and uh, oh my god, the Ottoman Empire dude with plus 10%. Nether Shah, no, not Nether Shah. Can't remember. They're quite strong. Maya, though, probably Maya was nerfed and it has some problems with the plantation, so we can't see it here. But it was popular uh, like a half a year ago. Maybe something changed. I don't know what happened with Maya. Why it's not popular? Maybe people just bored to play it. So anyway, kind of strong girl with an imba bonuses. Uh, I believe with the new cultural victory, it might be more popular and she might get more. She might have a better win rate. Who knows? Who knows? Cultural victory, by the way, was buffed in right before tournament or right after the group phase. I can't remember not right now, so it's hard to say. Anyway, 57% win rate for such a great Civ, that's surprisingly low, but it's still more than Cyrus and Victoria Age of Steam, so Mbande is still quite strong, and it's respected by players with a 25 and 25, 50% bans, 52% and 49% total ban presence. That's kind of strong. Rome, Optimus Princeps. Well, It's the most popular Civ, guys. It's the most popular Civ. Even Maori is not that strong. Where is it? Where is it? I have to search it somewhere here. Yeah, even Maori has 78% only. Rome has 94% presence. It's more than Khmer, Clio, Chandra, like extra 10% on top of their numbers. It's 84% presence and only 30% non-presence. So Rome took part in a 49 games. 49 games out of 77. Now that's a lot of games. And as you can see, Rome is mostly taken in a second phase. Like second phase presence 44. So 13 and 22. Oh, actually, 49. Oh, it's equally present in the first and the second phases. So it's no one bans Rome in the first stage, and second phase is a 16%. So it's kind of cool. With the, oh, okay, yeah, the less presence you have with a better win rate, you'll get a better number. Oh, okay, yeah. But it's hard to get, when you play it in 50 games, it's hard to get 76% of win rate, If that save is popular, like Rome is with a 90%, 94% presence, it would have like 50% win rate. It's not a super Civ, it's super easy Civ, it's basic Civ, doesn't have any late game bonuses. It has a good tempo, but if you can't utilize this, you're probably gonna have a bad time. So 94% is 41 win rate. It's kind of sad, but the presence is amazing. So Rome is super popular. It's basic Civ. If you can master Rome, you probably can master any other Civ. It's a basics. Well, maybe you can't master religious Civs because Rome is a trade Civ. But still, play Rome. It's great. Thanks a lot for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you'll join my streams of Civ Premier League. It's about to start. Winners of this tournament most likely will take part in a Civ World Cup somewhere in 4 months, maybe in 5 months. So end winter, early spring, we'll have another Civ World Cup. Don't forget to like, sub, and share as a sacrifice to YouTube algorithms because, well, this helps this video and channel to grow, and you'll have more Civ related content. As always, sending you positive vibes, much love, and see you in the next video.